Is the sugar diet going to completely change sobriety forever? Is this going to change staying away from negative vices forever? It's funny, my dad, who is, let me do some math here, 13, damn near coming up on 20 years sober. Pretty epic. That's a real superhero, that's a real champion, someone who struggled with something so negative. It has such a magnetic pull on them, and even still, they're able to walk away from it for that long. Nothing but love and respect for my dad. You're amazing for that. Early on in this sobriety, we'd find ourselves meeting up at Goodberry's. If we met up for coffee, he's going for the Frappuccino. Something silly, something wacky, something sugary. And even myself, when I began, I've had a few stints of sobriety. When I began one of my 2-year sobriety arcs, I also found myself gravitating towards sugar. And there's some scientific reasons behind that you're more than welcome to look up. But when we think of sugar, we think ice cream, we think cookies, chocolate. I like some peanut butter chocolate type of deal. That's my shit. I could have 50 Reese's cups back to back. That's great. But what do we know once we discover the sugar diet? It's not sugar and fat. It's just sugar. It's just sugar. Not sugar and fat. And how unorthodox is that? How uncommon is that in anyone's diet, in anyone's day-to-day eating? It's crazy to me seeing the people that are rebuking this plan, like, have you seen people walking out of a 7-Eleven lately with a big Sprite? Do they look like the epitome of health? I don't think anyone is accidentally doing the sugar diet, where they intentionally have hardly any fat, intentionally have a very specific amount of protein, and intentionally crank pure sugar all day long. I don't think any nerds or any video game dorks that people are thinking of, like long hair and acne, does that look like the epitome of health? They're not doing the sugar diet. So that argument's dumb. Are we already splitting off into multiple topics? Yes, let's lock it down. Let's lock in. So my dad was gravitating towards those sugary things. I was gravitating towards those sugary things, but it would have never crossed my mind to go for just soda, just OJ, just honey. That would have never crossed my mind. In fact, I thought that was worse. I thought that was a bigger spike and a bigger crash. And I thought when it's combined with the fat, it slows the process down, slows the digestion down. So that's going to be your better bet. Little did I know that this magical freaking method, the sugar diet, existed. And I'm here to tell you, since I began, got some nature crawling up my back, since I began the sugar diet, I can't tell you how far alcohol has been from my mind. It just has not even been on my mind. It's not even been a thought. It's not been a temptation. I haven't given it the slightest, well, it would be nice this upcoming Saturday. You feel so freaking elated and high energy and euphoric on this damn sugar diet that it's like unconsciously, throwing other things in the mix would just take you down a step. It would just take you down a peg. I'm off of the nicotine altogether. I was doing some nicotine lozenges. I'm not going to totally write that off for life. There were some positives there. But one thing I noticed when I did take nicotine, as much as I enjoyed the mental clarity and the kind of mini buzz, heart rate would elevate. It is a elevation of cortisol. What you find on the sugar diet is that your cortisol, it feels like it doesn't even exist. I feel so good. It feels like a stress hormone is nowhere on my fucking radar. It's not on my map. It's not even in my body. Cortisol is nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found on this damn sugar diet. So even a more harmless vice like nicotine, just the thought of it increasing my cortisol and raising my heart rate, I'm like, I'm good. No thanks. Alcohol does the same thing. It's one of the first things I noticed anytime I would partake back in the day. Been wearing this Garmin Instinct for quite a few years now. I look down, my resting heart rate's thumping. Would be my least favorite thing back in the day when I was really drinking is walking up the stairs to go to bed and feeling my heart pounding in my chest and knowing for a fact I was about to get a shitty night of sleep. I'd be like, fuck, was it worth it? Take a 45-minute shower, trying to like level out. I think I'm back to normal, lay down. The damn dresser's like warping both directions. You're seeing two. I'm like, shit, this is about to be some shit. You feel so amazing on the sugar diet, you don't want to mess with it. And even saying that you consciously don't want to mess with it, it's not even that. It's unconscious. It's deep-seated. It's intrinsic. Like, I'm thinking about it now and articulating it because I'm making this video. But just intuitively, you just are operating in this way where it's like, I'm feeling great. What are we doing? It makes you active. It makes you energetic. Alcohol makes you sit down. It makes you slow down. It puts you in a consumer state. Like drinking and then playing video games or watching a show, that's a very passive, now things are going into me. When you're on the sugar diet, things are coming out of you. You want to create, you want to go, you want to move, you want to jump, you want to run. You want to make a damn YouTube video. It's a totally different brain chemistry. It's a totally different elation. It's a totally different state of mind. And as this thing gains popularity, I could absolutely see this being a tool in people's arsenal in their sobriety journey. Imagine someone is really struggling. And there's something very powerful in making a swap. This is just in general, if you stop partaking of something and there's nothing to take its place, that dopamine dive bomb will fuck you up, and it will be harder to stay the course. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but it will be more difficult. If I tell someone, hey, we're taking alcohol out, I know that's going to be an issue. I know that's been a part of your life for a very long time. This is going to be difficult, but what we're adding in is this very specific dietary protocol that's going to have you feeling so amazing, alcohol will be the last thing on your fucking mind. That can be powerful. AF, that can be very powerful. This can be very powerful. The question I have at this stage, as I'm only 2 weeks in, is to say something is going to be a good protocol to keep people off of negative vices. It kind of has to be a lifelong, sustainable thing, right? That is my question. Many others on the sugar diet, we're having these conversations back and forth. I can tell that's kind of their question too. Like, usually when things are too good to be true, it is there an accelerated aging component to this? Is there? Saw a thing about hair loss. Holy shit, don't want that. Like, is this better intermittently? And even then, even if someone uses this in the short term to stay on the straight and narrow, they're still going to see how much better their life is without alcohol. They're going to see how much better their sleep is without alcohol. They're going to look better, feel better, move better, more clarity. 2023 was the best year of my entire life. I'm talking about my dad a lot in this video. I want to thank him again for reminding me of that, because that was a full year of sobriety that I had. And as I had some intermittent ins and outs with alcohol earlier this year, he respectfully reminded me, I'm just telling you back what you told me. 2023 was the best year of your life, and it was the year you were sober, and that is not a coincidence. That's what I said to him. He was saying it back to me. Once someone experiences a long span of time that's more enjoyable, more rewarding, less hangovers, less headaches, less regrets, they do less things that they regret, they say less things that they regret, they eat less things that they regret. Once someone has a chunk of time like that under their belt, even if the sugar diet is not sustainable, it will still be so obvious to their brain that they're better off without it. it'll be easier to stay that course. I believe the sugar diet is going to change sobriety forever. In the short term, in the midterm, in the long term, use intermittently. I'm really excited to see that unfold. Let me know if you're having a similar experience. If you're on the sugar diet, have negative vices and mind-altering substances, have they been less and less on your mind because you're feeling so good? Are you sober? Are you not? Have you given it some thought? Talk to me in the comments. I hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next one.